All right, I'm going to demonstrate 3 addition and subtraction with fractions problems. Now, then you're going to have an assignment on it. The sad thing is probably about half the group this morning didn't get them right because they didn't simplify their answers. So keep that in mind and make sure when you do the Google form, you simplify your answer. Or I did have some that, like I told you, they didn't look at the right sign. They did the opposite sign. So let's look at 2/12 plus 5/8. All right. Knox, where do you want to start with this?
That you can add them together.
Can't add them the way they are. Okay. Why not, Knox?
Because they don't have the same denominator.
They don't have the same denominator. Scout?
The common denominator is 24.
The common denominator is 24. And how did you get that, Scout?
Well, I multiplied 8 by 3 and 12 by 2.
Okay. Because 12 times 2 equals 24. So I have to multiply my numerator by 24 also, or by 2 also. And I get 4 24ths. 5/8, as Scout said, this is multiplied by 3, which gives me 15 24ths. I go back and I look at my sign. So Grace, what's the sum? Nineteen 24. Now we're going to check to see if 19 24ths can be simplified. And the way you want to do that is we want to take both the numerator and denominator, and we want to see if they have a common factor other than 1. So what can I multiply together to equal 19? Dax? Alana?
8 times 2. I mean,
Seth? Nothing? What about 1 times 19? 1 times 19, Bradley?
His lowest common denominator.
Okay. So there are no others that multiply together to equal 19, so that makes 19 what kind of number? Prime number. Good. Let's look at 24. We always start with 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. So what's the biggest number they have in common? 1. The only number they have in common is 1. If the only number they have in common is 1, that tells me that answer is already simplified. So 2/12 plus 5/8 equals 19 24ths. Now I saw some people earlier simplify 2/12 to 1/6 and then did the problem, but you're going to end up with the same answer.
yeah, that's what I did yesterday, but it was 4 24ths.
See? Smart young man. I'm just saying. 1/2 minus 1/4. Riley, can I subtract that like it's written?
No.
Why not?
Because it doesn't have the same denominator.
Doesn't have a common denominator. Destiny, what would my common denominator be? Okay, 8. Anybody use 4?
Yes.
You could also use 4. You could also use 4. Either way, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the right answer. Ryan.
You could use 4?
Yeah. Because 2 times 2 would be 4, and 4 times 1 would be 4. So you could use the same one.
That's what I was asking you yesterday.
Yeah. I'm just going with what was told me. But you could use a smaller one if you want to. Ryan, what do I do next? Well, I got to finish this equation. 2 times what equals 8? Good. If I multiply my denominator by 4, I must also multiply my numerator by 4. Chloe, 4 times what equals 8? 2. If I multiply my denominator by 2, I must also multiply my numerator by 2. Now I have 4 eighths and 2 eighths. So, Seth, what's my answer?
Your answer that would be 6/8. Then you lower it down.
Nope. Pay attention to the sign. So what's my answer, Seth?
2/8.
2 eighths. Now I need to check and see if I can simplify that. I know I can. I take my numerator and find the factors of that. It's a prime number, so only 1 and 2. I take my denominator, find the factors of that. So 1 times 8, 2 times 4. They have a 1 in common. All numbers have a 1 in common, but they also have a 2 in common. Which means I can divide both of these by 2, and it will give me what, Colt?
It will give you 1/4.
1/4. Give me 1/4. And one last problem we're going to use for mixed numbers here. 6 and 5/6. And subtract 5 and 7/9. 6 and 5/6, 5 and 7/9. Connor, what should I do first?
Subtract the whole number.
Okay, so what's 6 minus 5? 1. Okay. And then what would I do next, Rylan?
You find the common denominator.
What do you think our common denominator is going to be?
18.
18. Okay, 18. Now we need to solve our two equations. So 6 times what equals 18, Dax? 3. I multiply my denominator by 3 to make this equation true. 6 times 3 equals 18. I have to multiply my numerator, and 5/6 is the same as 15/18. Emma, what do I multiply on the bottom fraction? 2. To make 9 times 2 equals 18, so 7 times 2 is 14. I go back and check my sign so that I know it's subtraction. And then I'll, Azzy, I'm calling on you because this is the most difficult part of the lesson, okay? And I know you're the smartest one in here, so. Azzy, 15/18 minus 14/18.
This is really hard.
You can do it.
I think it's 1/18.
Oh, 1/18.
Oh my gosh, that's so
And 1/18 is a unit fraction, because a unit fraction is a fraction that has 1 as a numerator. Any fraction that has 1 as a numerator cannot be simplified. We need to be pretty good at adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers, because next week we're going to move on to multiplying. Now, you learned, I showed a video, or you showed a video yesterday on Google Classroom that talked about it, multiplying fractions and whole numbers. There's another one today, there'll be another one tomorrow, and another one Friday. Because when I start it, I want you guys to have a really good idea of what we're doing, so we don't have to spend 5.5 months on it, because then I'll turn 80, and I don't want to be here when I'm 80, but I can't leave you guys without knowing that. So, boom, peace out, subscribe.